Good morning, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum to the family. How's everyone doing today? I have a very serious video. I think all of my videos or my, recordings are, be pretty serious. And I want to talk about why the disrespect of the black family keeps happening from white folks. One reason is that that's just their nature. They would do it. They do it and will do it to anybody. But the reason why it's so prevalent among us is because we have this real bad habit of wanting to forgive everything that they do. Some of us want to forgive them for the 400 years of slavery and the 100+ years of mistreatment since we've been up from chattel slavery. And I don't understand why the ones that do this, why we haven't realized that this is the reason why it keeps happening. Because that makes us insane. If you keep doing something, the same thing over and over again, and you keep getting the same results, then that makes you insane. We are insane to keep tolerating this type of behavior, and then every time you turn around, we want to cower down and say we forgive them for it, like that's really something big. Like God is going to credit you for forgiving somebody that's doing you something wrong. I mean, hell, don't the Bible that you read tell you an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life? I mean, so I don't know. We can't say we getting that from the Bible because that's not in the Bible. That is just us being cowards and not having enough love for each other to stick together and rally around someone that has been disrespected. And it makes it hard to gather around a person that has been disrespected if the first thing they want to holler out their mouth is forgiveness. So, to deal with that situation or to talk about that situation where our little young brother was, accused of groping that white woman. Okay. And then, the mother, from the articles I'm reading, she wants to forgive him. Forgive the woman, that white woman for doing that. Well, if you forgive her for trying to get your son murdered, then you are freeing her up to go and do that to someone else who might not be as lucky as you were. See, we don't think about the consequences of what we do when we do that type of thing. You set it up to get worse and worse and worse. Every time you forgive, they don't say, oh, we shouldn't treat black people like that. They real good people. She's forgiven me and they've forgiven us. And, let's try to treat them better. Let's become better people and treat black folks right. No, the treatment of what they do to us get worse and worse, and it gets worse and worse because you have black people in the community that want to forgive every damn thing. That's the same thing that's going on. Well, what happened to Bill Cosby? If we as a black family in a community, in a nation of people had gotten together and stood behind Bill Cosby the way they got behind their white men and stood behind them, if we had done that as a people, Bill Cosby wouldn't be in jail today. But you had so many black people saying, well, he must have did it. How 50 women gonna come back and say he did something, and he didn't do it? All 50 of them can't be wrong. Well, if all 50 of them are wrong or right, we should have stood behind Bill. Because, see, just like in that movie Constantine, Go back and watch that movie and pay attention to that movie. Because in that movie, it tells you how Jesus really got killed. You know, a lot of us, I don't know, Lord, Father, you know, we still think that Jesus was hung on the cross. No, in the movie Constantine, he tells you that Jesus was pierced in the heart by a Roman soldier. I mean, with the sword by a Roman soldier. And by his body, by Jesus being as strong as he was, Jesus died in the form of a cross. He didn't die on the cross. He died in the form of a cross. But, you know, that's a story for another time. But he was talking about it was the black guy in there. I can't remember his name. But Keanu Reeves told the black guy, he said, "You're the only one playing by the rules." He said, "Nobody else is playing by the rules. You're the only one, and you're about to lose because the demon of hell is breaking out while you're playing by the rules. So you're playing by a rule that they set up that they don't even play by. They don't go by no rules. They don't even obey their laws. But you would support them saying that these they're not women. I don't know what they are, but they definitely not women. So I won't even give them that honor of calling them women. Those, whatever they are, even come out and admit it that they were lying. Some of them was caught in the lie. Janice Dickinson just came out and admitted. Now she can come out and admit that she lied because she know that black people are not gonna band together and say, "Let Bill out." We walk around like nothing is going on. We walk around like nothing is happening. And this is really angering God. Whether you believe it or not, you can take it or let it alone. It don't matter. But it's really angering God that we are so passive and so non-reactive till he's gonna allow the white man to he gonna let him loose, and we will experience the full evil of white people. You know how the Bible says they were bitten by fiery serpents? Those are angry white people. And those of us who will not band together and, you know, quit letting these people get away with everything that they do by always want to play that damn forgiveness, you will be attacked. And that's the truth. Because you won't come out of America. You got your little jobs and your little houses and your little cars and your little money. It is nothing compared to what white folks have. Nothing. It's like a drop of water being dropped in a volcano. It evaporates as soon as it leaves the dropper. Or before it leaves the drop. It just boils out. You know, so this thing that we are cherishing so much is really setting us up and putting us and our children in more danger. Because she sat up there and forgave that white devil for what she did. She tried to get your son murdered, but it was okay. It's okay that you tried to kill my son. That's not okay, people. That's not okay. You know, the same thing with that black guy that came on, you know, that tried to get into his apartment, and that white woman, not a woman, that white devil, you know, tried to block him from getting into his apartment. But he come on TV, what does he do? Immediately he forgives her. And just like Minister Farrakhan say, you forgive them before they even ask for forgiveness. And then even after you say you forgive them, they don't even accept your forgiveness. Because they didn't ask you for it. Them women don't want no, women, but them things, them devils don't want no forgiveness from you. They want you dead. That's the purpose of calling the police. We won't even band together and call what they're doing against us. I'm not going to say against the law because it's their law, but it's against the law of God. It's against the law of God to treat anybody, to ill treat people. And that's what they're doing. And we are allowing it. We are allowing this to go on. Stop this forgiveness. Because just because you forgive, even in the Bible, God said you may forgive them. He said, but I will never forgive them. Thank God there's a God. Because if we sitting around waiting on black folks to do something, we'll be waiting around here for another 500 years, and we'll be forgiven for, in that 500 years. I was very surprised, to hear that this little black boy ran into some trouble with some white people. And he said his parents raised him not to see color. How in the world can you raise a black child and a male and teach him not to see color? What the hell are you teaching him? You teaching him how to go out here and die? That's what you're teaching. Oh, Sister Ava gave a good analogy of they did an experiment. And they raised a mouse in captivity. And they raised the mouse to where the mouse had full reign of the area, that they, gave him. Basically, he didn't have no enemies or nothing in there. And he just was free. He ran around. And then they took the mouse and put it in the aquarium with the snake. Now, mind you, this mouse didn't have anybody to teach it from infancy that, hey, this is dangerous. And when they put the mouse over there, in the cage with the snake, the mouse didn't even have sense enough to run because it didn't know that was danger. Now, that mouse didn't say, I forgive that snake. That mouse didn't have anything to say, time to say anything, because that mouse was killed and eaten by the snake. I'm pretty sure that if the mouse could talk and you'd ask him if he forgive that snake, and he would say no. But then the snake would say, well, why you didn't know I was your enemy? Why didn't you run and hide? There were plenty of places you could have gone to stop me from getting to you, but you didn't. You didn't run to the safety of another area. Matter of fact, you got close to me because you didn't even know what I was. We don't even recognize that this white man is the devil. And so we make mistakes with him constantly make mistakes. And then we raise our children to make those same mistakes. Because we raise our children that you can go into this place to eat. I don't care if it is in a white area. No. Get your own place in your own area. Teach your children how to be independent instead of being dependent. This is America. And this white man is not playing. His birth rate is down. She can't have any more babies. Well, the birth rate is down below comeback. She can't produce anymore. If she does, it's not enough to close the gap or to bring them back above the danger zone. The opioids is killing them. They got plagues. They got ticks that's spreading typhoid. They got huge mosquitoes. They got frogs. I mean, they're being plagued. And you still want to be all hugged up with them, sleeping with them, going with them, hanging with them, laughing and talking with them because you think that that's your friend. And that's not your friend. And you teach your children this crap. And they go out there and they get killed on a daily basis. They give you a stats of how many black people are killed. And black people are killed every day. I forget. Next time I'm gonna have those stats, and I'm gonna tell you. You know, but that forgiveness is putting us in trouble. We have to stop all of this. I forgive you. No, God is not even forgiving them. How are you forgiving them? Don't you see what's going on in the world? Don't you see all the floods, the earthquake, the volcanoes, the hail, the rain? Uh, God knows that. I mean, the sun, the UV rays. Don't you see what's going on? I don't understand. But when God unleashed them, then you will be like, wow, I sure wish that I had listened. But I just wanted to share that. That was on my heart. I will be putting up another video. This time I'm going to talk about frequencies because I want to, sorry, kind of not losing my thoughts, but yeah, I want to put one up about frequencies because I spoke about why I listen to K-pop and why I watch K-dramas. So I probably will put that one up today. I probably will put it up on my Patreon. Please, please, please. I know I don't say much about it, but please support me on my Patreon. I have a video up there already on Patreon about recognizing your mate, recognizing the signs that if you should be around this person or this person should be around you. You know, if you're thinking of developing any type of relationship, the energy around you knows that. And then it works to start telling you, you know, we have an atmosphere as well as the earth. You know, we are the earth. And I mean, it's just beautiful. So I would like for you to check out my Patreon. Please sign up, become a member. I would appreciate that. And look forward to putting out the next video. Until then, you guys have a great day. Peace, family.